Hey, what's going on? Hi, Silva. Hi, Silva, this little sister. Listen, I think it's great that you're helping out your sister, doing her math homework and whatnot. I can see why you'd be a little bit confused about this because you might have learned how to do this a different way. There's lots of different ways to do multiplication, but I'll show you what they mean with this, okay? So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to break this down, right? So a way we can break this down is 20 plus 6, right? 20 plus 6 makes 26, and we're going to break this down to 40 plus 3, right? So those are both true statements. Like we could actually just put equal signs here, right? 40 plus 3 makes 43. 26 is 20 plus 6. And all they want you to do with these 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers is multiply. So 6 times 3, 6 times 40, that's once and twice, and 20 times 3 and 20 times 40, which would be 3 times 4 times, okay? So 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 40 is 240, right? 20 times 3 is going to be 60, and 20 times 40 is going to be 800, okay? So what it does is it takes two difficult numbers to multiply and turns them into some fairly easy ones, right? So if you're intimidated at the fact that you're doing 20 times 40, I mean, it's really not that big a deal. You have two zeros, and 2 times 4 is 8, okay? So that's probably the hardest part. Other than that, you should know 3 times 6 is 18, right? 6 times 40, all right, that might be a little bit tough, but 6 times 4 is 24, and I have a 0, so I have a 24 and a 0 at the end. 20 times 3, well, 2 times 3 is 6, and just keep that 0 at the end. So really all you're looking at is 18, 24, 6, and 8, and then just throwing the extra zeros in there, okay? And if you add all these up, you'll find out that this is 1,118, right? 8, 6, 4, and 1 is 11, so 1, and then carry the 1 over here. And 8, 9, 10, and 11, so 1, and carry the 1 over here. Okay, so again, what is it asking you for? It's asking you for what are all the partial products. Okay, well, your partial products are these, right? These are products are things that we get when we multiply. We multiplied over here, but when so they're partial products until we add them all together. So that's 18, that is 60, and that is 800. Okay, so you want to check off those boxes. Okay, so that's what you need to know. I'll also say why it's good they're teaching this way. Now, this isn't how I learned how to do it. When I learned how to do this in grade school or whatever, it was much more rigid, much more like an algorithm, and we did 6 times 3, 6 times 4, 2 times 3, 2 times 4. We got the same numbers and added them together. It was really not that much of a different thing. But why it's important is we can look at this, if you remember, distributive property. So this is for you, so this is not for your sister. She'll learn about this when she gets to 6th or 7th grade. Distributive property, right? Or what we used to call FOIL. Remember FOIL? It was first, outer, inner, last, right? It was a little acronym, right? First, outer, inner, last. Well, let's think about this. The 43 becomes 40 plus 3. And we're multiplying that by 20 plus 6. Now, let's think about this. First, outer, 40 times 6. Inner, 3 times 20. And last. Okay, and if you notice, those are the same numbers we had here, and we're just going to add them all together. So it's good that they're teaching your sister this way, and that hopefully, I know a lot of people have a hard time with this new style of grade school math, but in the long run, if you know it, and hopefully if her teacher knows what they're doing, that it'll pay dividends in the long run, that those assignments that you have later on in school will be a little bit easier. So I hope that clarifies things. If not, just let me know. And if you have more questions, please send them. I don't get to teach math over the summer, and it is kind of what I do. So I don't want to get rusty, but also I do enjoy doing it. So I hope this helped, and I hope you have a great summer and a great weekend, and happy 4th of July, buddy. I'll talk to you later.